Are you wondering how you can add piano with feels and licks to a rock song? How you can not only play the chords but also sound like a pro? Well, in this video, I'm gonna share with you amazing feel and lick ideas that you can add to a rock song in a band setting. So this video is gonna be divided into two parts. The first part will be about how you can support the harmony and add simple feels to your playing. And part two will be about how you can play it between the vocals with a few licks. So I'll pick a few ideas from my previous video, 10 beautiful pop piano feels and licks, to show you what we can do. And if you haven't seen the video, I'm gonna drop the link of the video just below in the description. Also, if you'd like to have the PDF version of my top 10 feels and licks you need to know, you can get it for free down below in the description. Alright, so for this lesson, I'm gonna be using the song Simple Man by 𝐿𝐼𝐻 to share these ideas. So the original song is in the key of B major, but I'm gonna do it in C major for the purpose of this video. So the chord we're gonna be using are gonna be C, C, E, G, G major, G, B, and D, and A minor, A, C, and E. And this is a chord we're gonna be using over and over, so C, G, and A minor. That easy for this song. So let's dive into part one, and this is where we're going to start by looking at what we can do to just support the harmony and play around with a few rhythms, simple idea with your chord that you can add at the piano. So for this version, let's think about playing in a band with a singer. So basically someone else is playing the melody and we don't want to step over it. So in that type of context, we want to mostly just support the harmony with simple thing using the chord. So let me show you how it sounds like if I do that on the backing track.
Mama told me when I was young, sit beside me, my only son. Listen closely to what I say, and if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day.
Amazing! So let's dive into what just happened here. So we have actually two options that I'm using in this example. And the first one is simply holding the chords and using the notes you have of the chord and adding them, just creating more movement here. So like 1, going to G right here. So you hold the chords, maybe you move with the notes of the chords, adding some rhythm to it, just like this. 1, 2. That could be another option. This is the A minor, like this. On the left, since we're in the band setting, we need to be very careful to not step on the bass player. So what I usually do is just keep a power chord like this. Very, very simple, very basic. So just like that. So option number 1 for this is simply playing the chords, moving with a few notes, just like this. Alright? Option number 2 is actually using add 9, and we can do that using a grace note, like this. So it's the D, which is the 9 of the chord, but an octave lower, so we can see it as an add 2, basically. Or we can also just add the 9 like this to our chord we're playing on the G. So I'm adding the A right here like this, and then on A minor. So like this. And we can do the same thing on A minor. I'm adding the 9 of the chord. We can do it as a grace note if you want. And what's cool is that if I start using the two options together, it creates a very simple but beautiful accompaniment. And it goes like this. So we have 1, 2. Easy. So this is simple, this accompaniment is breathing, and this is what we want to do when we're playing in a band. We don't want to overwhelm the sound. We really want to just play the chords and hold the harmony. And by the way, just as a reminder, if you want to have the PDF version of my top 10 feels and licks to inspire you in these songs, you can get it for free down below in the description. Alright, let's dive into part 2. And this is where we're going to start adding some feels, some licks in between of the vocal line. We don't want to step on the melody, but we can actually add some simple feels. So let me show you an example of something that we could do with the backing track.
Mama told me when I was young, sit beside me, my only son. Listen closely to what I say, and if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day.
Amazing! So a lot happened in that example, but let's dive into the details of what I just played. So one of the licks I just played is this one. And it's really cool because it's moving from the C to the G perfectly, going to the third of G. So what's happening is I'm going with 9 and 5, 3, 9, 1, the third of G, and we can add the root on the top right here. So it's perfect because it's between the two melody line right here. So that one is really cool if you want to learn it. And it adds like this. Now on A minor, we can actually move the sus2 pattern. So moving to the sus, back to the third like this. We can even do that an octave higher. Because we have some space with the A minor, he's not singing there. So C, so that could be a very cool thing that you could add using that lick or the sus2. The other thing that I love adding is arpeggios. And arpeggios are great to add some movement in what you're playing. So if I go back, we have this one. But on A minor, we could add this arpeggio like this. So it's basically just an A minor arpeggios going down like that. And it adds a beautiful feels in between the vocals. Back where he sings, and it could be a smaller arpeggios, just like this, just using simple notes, or even softer than this. We could do see, super small, very discreet, but it's very pretty to add a few notes using the arpeggios ideas. The third option that I love using when I'm creating this type of accompaniment is using sixth. And a sixth is simply an interval, and we can move around with that actually. So if I do the same thing here, we can use that on the A minor. So it's like, so it's very cool to add some movement like this. So what's happening is I'm using, basically it's a chord inversion by the way, but I'm taking off the notes in the middle. This one is a fifth, back to the sixth. We can do that like this, or add the fifth in the middle. So it's a sixth, we can go with the fifth, sixth. It's the note of the chord of A minor basically. Different we could do. Could be something else. So the idea of using intervals could create some licks is really cool to add to your playing. And then we can mix everything that I've just showed you and just use some simple thing here and to add a little bit of pattern and licks in the middle of the melody line. And we can have something like this. So simple. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this gives you a few guidelines to know what to do if you want to play piano on a rock song. And if you've learned anything valuable from this video, please subscribe to this channel and click on the like button below. Alright, bye for now.